Before this video starts, I just gotta say thank you to the EA Game Changer Network for giving me an opportunity to make this video. How's it going, guys? We are back with another video here. And this video is going over everything new in Be A Pro. I'm gonna try to really break things down for you to really understand everything that's actually brand new into the mode and all the changes and everything you're gonna see. So basically this video I'm gonna have the Be A Pro deep dive play in the background. And I'm going to kind of be giving you bullet points and my experience with playing the mode, okay? So I played the mode, of course, a decent amount since I've had the game, which I don't actually have the game, but I've had abilities to play it, all right? I don't have the full game, all right? So don't yell at me. But, okay, so here's how it starts right here on the screen. So similar to NHL 21, as you can see, right? It's very, very similar to NHL 21 where, I mean, it's you know, the same archetype screen, right?
YouTube and other social channels. With that out of the way, let's get right into the content. I'm happy to be joined by Gurn, who spans across Be A Pro and franchise mode on the NHL
Gurn's
series.
a good guy.
How's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm hoping today you can talk us through what's new with Be A Pro and franchise mode, and a special surprise at the end that we can share with people.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So this year with Be A Pro, obviously with the rest of the game having Superstar XFactors in there, what we wanted to do was kind of enhance the Be A Pro experience with that feature. So we've added in around roughly 300 new conversations as a part of content, as a part of long.
So that's a bullet point, obviously, right there. There are 300 new conversations. Honestly, a little bit disappointing. I feel like that's not that many. I would like there to be more for sure. I guess the thing about Be A Pro this year is I feel like Be A Pro maybe isn't going to get the love because it obviously got a huge overhaul in NHL 21. So much different in Be A Pro from 20 to 21, right? So I guess just how it is, right? But that's 300 conversations. So
storylines, which were something that we wanted to add into the game so that you're able to have multi-year challenges, kind of be able to really keep your career going, whether it be playing on the same team or different teams, and then unlocking something that's special like a Superstar X Factor.
So starting with your build archetype, how are the X Factor abilities affecting this? Because as you see with each archetype, there's an X Factor ability tied to it. Do you now sort of unlock that ability right when you start your Be A Pro career?
Good question. So yes and no. Essentially, these archetypes each have an X Factor that's kind of unique to that specific archetype. And what we ended up deciding on, what we wanted to do is not necessarily give you the X Factor right away, but what we want you to go through is a shorter term storyline that you need to go through that spans over the course of a few games. And then you're able to unlock one of these X Factors as your first X Factor that you gain as a part of your NHL career. And that storyline then spans into the second year of your career.
So basically the key overall for X Factors and Be A Pro is you have to unlock them through storylines and essentially play them like you can also unlock them by playing games and doing certain things in those games to get those X Factors unlocked. So it's not really, again, a hand-given thing. So you have to do certain things to unlock them. And the storylines expand into more X Factors. So the more storylines you get involved in, the more you can unlock, basically, is really what I have gathered.
Those new storylines, can you walk us through sort of how you unlock X Factors and how that all works?
Of course. So we're in the brand new ability screen. And the first thing you'll notice at the very top here is you have a zone ability slot, and then you have 5 superstar ability slots. And each of these are unlocked via X Factor points. So by default, you have your zone ability unlocked for you. But as you progress through your career and as you buy salary perks, complete other challenges, you will earn X Factor points. And that will then allow you to unlock specific X Factor slots as you kind of go through. Once you have...
So basically, X Factors are unlocked via X Factor points, okay? So they're earned through playing progression. Once you have an X Factor slot unlocked, you're able to use an X Factor you have available. And X Factors are all tied to storylines, okay? So again, each storyline, that's how you get the X Factors, essentially. So as you can see, make it snappy, right? View challenge, progress. It says Ultimate Champion. To trigger this storyline, you must win a Stanley Cup, okay? So that's for Make It Snappy.
X-Factor slot unlocked.
For 1T, Cup Drought as Ultimate Champion Part 1. To trigger one of these storylines, either you're going to have won a Stanley Cup in 3 consecutive seasons, or you must win a Stanley Cup. So I mean, you have two kind of ways to get that, but
use one of the X factors that you have available for this specific archetype. So each X factor is attached to a specific storyline. Some of these storylines are part one of a storyline, some others are part two or part three of another storyline. But at a certain point in time, you will be able to unlock these X factors via that specific storyline. So as you can see in the bottom right hand corner where you see the view challenge progress, this says regular.
So storylines basically expanded over first season, right? So they're not just in the first season. Focus was previously heavy around the rookie season, right? Like the rookie season is kind of the main thing, and that's all I really talk about. It's all I care about. But the 10 storylines that expand past one season, X Factors try to make you achieve, right? So there's more reason to play past one season because there's X Factors you're unlocking in the other seasons. Listen, I mean, I don't think it's amazing personally. I mean, I'm excited. I mean, here's a challenge, as you can see. The Journey Begins, Part 2, get 40 points. And yeah, I mean, there you go. It unlocks another storyline, essentially.
To expand over just your first season?
So, we obviously take feedback seriously, and we did know that through the community, a big pain point was just having a lot of the focus around the rookie season. There were some stuff that would come past year one last year, but it was more milestone-based achievements.
Like broke records and stuff like that, it would obviously have a conversation, but
there is more than just your rookie season. So, there's roughly about 10 different storylines here, and each of them do span past one season. Some span almost 10 in some cases, some of the harder ones.
Okay, so that's nice. Again, like, if someone's grinding and they're in year 10, I mean, they deserve to have a storyline that's tied to being in the league for 10 seasons or something like that. So that's a big W already. I like that a lot.
So once you unlock, say, something along the lines of Ultimate Champion, you're now trying to break the record for the most Stanley Cups won by a player. So there are things here that we make you try to push for and achieve that do go past that first rookie season. Some of these will unlock depending on how well you play or how poorly you play in that first season, but most of these will start unlocking in season 2, 3, or 4 and beyond.
I also heard that the conversation system has been expanded. How do the new storylines and X Factors play into this system?
So, as I mentioned before, we've added a lot of new conversations to the content catalog of Via Pro this year. So, as a part of these longer-term storylines, we wanted to kind of fix some of the pain points that we had with the system last year, visually, that we displayed it.
So,
as you can see here,
when I played through Via Pro, essentially, if you say this answer, it'll be a certain storyline, and if you hit this one, it's a certain storyline. So they mentioned as well, basically, this one you kind of have no choice. It kind of is the same thing, I think, like no matter what. It's the beginning, right? Like you're beginning of your career. But like as you play more, essentially, there will be more options, I guess, more storylines. Like if you select one answer, it'll actually change things more. Like these are kind of like nothing really changes, is basically what I'm trying to say. So that's why like the little yellow star that obviously say like if you click this, something is going to continue on that way, I guess, you know what I mean? Like it's going to go it's going to go down that alley, I guess, if so to speak, right? So yeah, that's kind of, I guess, different with Be a Pro. It's kind of cool. So I mean, yeah, there you go.
To get the reward of a X Factor, and each X Factor is unique. So in this case, you're looking at the Journey Begins, and you're in the NHL,
and they also say the fact that future reward you can see, right? This is like an X Factor, right? So if you choose this storyline, you're working towards that X Factor. If you choose a different storyline, you're working towards another X Factor, right? That's basically how it works. So yeah, that's a huge thing as well to keep in mind, right? So
that storyline headline on the bottom left there were highlighted in blue. So in this conversation, it doesn't make too much of a difference as it's a very linear path. But as you get into some of the more complex storylines, you're going to be having to make a choice. So what we want to do,
but this one's another kind of like default. But in general, it says right here, challenge explanation, finish the season at the top of your team and division. Your team carrying you to the top can prove it no matter Future awards, it shows exactly. Make it snappy. So here we go. For instance, this is a really good example. It shows you that if you choose this one, it goes a certain storyline. If you do that one, it's a different storyline, right? Like it'll be a team one you hit, right? It all just depends. It depends. 17 goals, 4 assists, pass the puck. But yeah, so then that's a storyline. I think by the end of the season, you'll see us grow closer to the team. If you do that one, it's a different, like, there's just different paths by your answers. And the X factors you unlock by saying these different answers is really the thing. And you actually, and this is a funny thing too, you have a fan, I guess you can talk to as well.
Dip your toe into the water with some of these longer term storylines. So, you know, this
Yeah.
one is just play on
I can't see you in NHL action. My favorite new player, no doubt.
That are a lot more
So, yeah.
challenging than this, but this is something that we wanted to kind of make it easy enough for someone to earn something if they do want to play for one team for their entire career or play for one team for a very long time. Which, you know, in Be a Pro, you are potentially asking for a trade or signing with another team. This may make you think twice about doing that. And again, the other thing here is you're actually interacting with the fan, which is something we didn't do last year. So we've added in the ability to kind of have your fans interact with you in some of these long-term storylines. And again, you're able to kind of pick and choose between what you would get for the storyline and get to see what you earn from picking the storyline.
Did you guys do anything else to tie into these longer-term goals and accomplishments that you can
Okay,
have
so basically
during-
this, essentially, they're just going over the fact that, like, the likability, like they changed, like, I guess how much you can, like, lose, like the different, I guess, how do I explain it, basically? He'll probably explain it best, but
That the likability ranges from 10K to minus 10K now, as opposed to 1K to minus 1K.
yeah,
Last
so
year, we
it's
were
a
able to
higher
kinda get
10K
a lot
and
of those
lower.
bars full pretty quickly or low really quickly. We wanted to kind of make this a much more longer progression, just to kind of tie into all these longer term storylines that we have. So you're able to kind of earn management like.
So it takes longer to get high, and it takes longer to, like that. Like it's a bigger range, I guess, is the word I was looking for, essentially. So, yeah, I mean, pretty cool stuff. I mean, overall, I mean, Be a Pro. I mean, those are some of the main things I'd say. Yeah, I mean, basically the conversation system. The key things about Be a Pro, you know, the X Factors, there's 300 new conversations. You unlock X Factors by playing the progression, the storylines. X Factors are tied to storylines. Your storylines expand over first season. There's 10. There could be 10 season storylines, like a year 10 storyline. Different things like that. The conversation system. I mean, yeah, it's kind of similar to 21. I mean, not too much is added. The X Factors are kind of the main thing, you know, if you can kind of tell. The long-term storylines, you earn rewards for dedication, expanded on likability range. I mean, nothing insane. Basically nothing crazy, but, you know, some nice little touches, some new combos. My Be a Pro guys, you know, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel here. Follow me on Twitch, Henreek, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Henreek with 3 E's. And join the Discord to talk to me, followers and subscribers of the channel. Remember to use code Henreek for 10% off your G Fuel orders. I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.